Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Belonging Songs. I'm your host, Wade Dana. With me, as always, my good friends Brad Maurer.
How you doing?
Patrick Crane.
Hi-ho.
Belonging Songs is the podcast where we bring you a new original song each episode, and then we talk about that song. We talk about the writing process and what went into making the song what it is. This week, we're going to do a song of Brad's.
Yeah, we're going to do a song I wrote.
We're going to do it hard.
I wrote it.
We're going to do it
We're
hard.
going to stick into it.
Brad, why don't you tell us a little bit about this song?
This song goes back a ways. Like, I wrote it a while ago. This was one that I've had lingering around. Patrick's never heard it. I don't know that you've heard it a ton. I think I might have played it for Wade once or twice, but haven't really listened to it a lot. It's one that I listen to, like, I'll go back to it because it makes me feel a certain way, which means I like it, you know? So it's something that I'll listen to when I need it. And I kind of always wanted to get input on it to see if we can, you know, if there's ways I can improve on it or if it's stuck right where it's at and it's done. So I wanted to put it in front of you guys, see what you thought.
Great.
Sounds great.
Yeah, let's listen to the song. It's called Some Kind of Hole.
Give it to me straight. What do you got, Wade?
So, first of all, this song like really does speak to me. Like I could have written this song.
It's basically kind of, it's almost a shame because it's the exact same thing we talked about in the last episode. But it's anyway. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, all of this like self-doubt in reflection really is a theme that I do like to explore, and so this does hit the mark in that respect, and I feel like it's pretty straightforward in what you're trying to accomplish with this song. The line that really encapsulates it is, "I want to fill the room when I die, but I had set the bar too high." I think that's just fantastic.
I've got a star next to there.
Like I got the chills physically during that. It's something that's so relatable. You think about like what's going to happen what's going to be my legacy when I
does anyone care?
Does anybody care?
Yeah, I think that's everybody's goal in life, right? Is to fill that one room.
Yes, absolutely.
That really says, and when it's kind of morbid, but if you think about a funeral, and I'm not much of a funeral guy, but you realize what kind of person you're dealing with when you go to them.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Absolutely.
it's totally honest. I mean, I think everyone has this idea. I don't want to interrupt too much, but yeah, I had that highlighted. And then the very last line of the chorus, which is, "I want to peek inside your life and see if it's like mine,"
Really
is
comparing yourself to the world,
It's incredible that fits into that box of what you're saying right there. It just, I don't know how to say it, just bookends.
Yeah, I get this feeling all the time when like I'll talk to somebody or you read an article about somebody and they're like doing all these great things and you're like, well, I managed to make myself a sandwich this morning, and I thought that was a pretty good deal.
Right, but the best part about that is low. And I think what I'm trying to say there is like if you were to put yourself in their head, they're saying the same shit.
Yeah, okay.
Like they've done all these great things, but they probably still have the same doubts and the same fears and the same reservations, So like that's but what I was getting at is like I want to peek inside your life to see if you're thinking like I think.
But even if you could do that, you wouldn't believe you.
Right, exactly right. Yeah, exactly.
Another line that really hit was, "I set the trap and walked right into it."
Yeah, I've done everybody does it.
I also got like a physical response to that line when it came through. Like I got the chills going up the back of my spine. Like that one hit really well.
Lyrically, I also love the visual image of it takes some kind of hole to hide the sky, because usually you think of hiding the sky being a solid object, right? An obstacle. But instead you've set the tone like there's such emptiness there that I can't see anything. And it's a really clever reversal of how we think about imagery. So yeah, it's a little thing, but using sort of the approach of negative space to define feeling empty is really clever. I like that.
Yeah.
Those two lines, and there's a reason that they're sung differently, is because I kind of wanted them
That's basically the bridge of the song.
Yeah,
right?
well, just to stand out and go, because it does, and it's kind of like a double entendre. Like it takes some kind of hole to completely hide the sky. No matter how much you change position means like you can increase your position or your level.
Right.
For me, it relates to work. Like I wrote that it was oddly enough, it was about work. Like you're not being content. Like you just don't think, okay, like I've hit this next level, but things are the same. Like it's like that. I think with a lot of things.
Yeah, no matter how much you change
position, if you look at it at face value, you're down in the hole, and it doesn't matter which way you turn or look up, you can't see the sky, you're in a giant hole,
Think of like all the stories you hear in the world of these people you perceive to have it together and they're super successful. They've achieved all these things in their life, or they're famous or whatever, but you hear they're on antidepressants,
right? Or they're suicidal.
They're suicidal. They don't think that they've made it. Like it's a universal human
it's
condition.
Exactly, and I think that's what I was going for, was trying to tap into that.
I think you hit the mark with the lyrics of the song. I think maybe like the line where you said, "I want to peek inside your life to see if it's like mine." I didn't get what you were intending initially. I get it now that you say it, so maybe that's something that could be fleshed out a little better to make more clear. Patrick, what did you think?
Well, I had a separate note there, and it might actually fill both of our needs, because I felt like I was missing a syllable. So maybe if you added some descriptor, like if it's just like mine, or That's low hanging fruit.
Try to extend the line.
Try to extend the line, but also maybe do what Wade's talking about, which is you bring it even more relatable. But I still love that line. I just think it needs something else there, extended out a bit.
I wrote it as kind of like a walk down the street. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this. Is everybody thinking the same way? And that's I kind of wanted the song to feel like a walk down the street.
I think the tempo conveys that. It's very much a walk.
Right. That was kind of like why I wanted to keep the clicks in. Remember, like the version we're listening to, like I did the drums on. That's why they're so terrible. And I was doing like I was just hitting the side of the snare drum.
Structure wise, I think it works. You got verse, chorus, bridge, chorus.
Yeah, it's very basic.
But I think it needs to be.
Okay.
I don't think this is a story you want to tell with 86 parts and complex time signatures.
It's kind of like the walk. Like you're moving in a straight line.
Yep.
You're not going too far off the path.
I love the guitar. I like the tone on it. The intro and the outro, I think, conclude a story because it almost feels like you're continuing to think and you're kind of getting out of your head.
Yep. That was the feeling.
Yeah, if I had to provide a critique, I didn't think the solo fit.
Really? Okay.
And I think it needs a solo or something to bring you around to the bridge, but I was envisioning something maybe a little bit more ambient. Like in my head, I heard an EBow or just kind of
okay.
It got pretty bluesy.
Yeah. So it's not a bad solo. I just don't think it fits. And I don't know why my head just turns to the EBow sound, but I almost wanted that almost orchestral sound to your solo.
Well, that kind of could lead into some things that I had about the production, if we would like to get into that.
Let's get technical.
Let's get technical.
All right. So to Patrick's point about the solo being more orchestral, I have a note here about the chorus needing for me to be a little bigger, like a little more instrumentation and build up background vocals, just to give it a little build there, which could lead into a solo a little better. You build that emotion a little bit. I just felt it wasn't as separate as it could be, even though we talked about it's a nice little walk. I still think there needed to be a little lift there.
I think you're right. Like I was talking about in the last episode about how when it's done, it's done. I kind of just put it on the shelf, and then the more I listen to it, like I think, yes, like a build or something in the back of that.
I feel that this song
is something that it definitely needs.
Could definitely use.
If not on the first one,
work.
definitely on the second one.
You could emphasize the bridge a bit with the vocals.
Right.
You could get louder there, like you're almost screaming to yourself in your head, just to create a little change of energy. That might be a good spot to put it.
And the outro, for me, you said it worked. I would like it to either just fade out over a while or just not be there.
Yeah, a fade would be good.
It kind of goes on for a while before as the song's over. But if that's what you're going for, like walking off into the distance, I would like to hear it kind of fade out.
Yeah, it could probably use a fade. I just never took it there, but I think it does seem like it goes on long. Like even when you could tell on the version we listened to, I was playing the drums. I stopped playing because I thought it was going to end, so that's kind of an instinct that tells you it maybe is going on a little long.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just tearing apart little nitpicky
no,
things.
That's what we're doing. But here. I know overall, I think you guys enjoyed the song.
Oh yeah, I love the song.
But I want to make it the best it can be. So that's why I want you guys to tell me what you don't like.
The other small comment I made is the rim shot does sound a little too much like a click track. I think it needs to go either every other beat, or do something different.
Something else to get that.
It's a little distracting, especially listening to it with headphones, because I do feel like I'm listening to a click.
Because I played it with like a hi-hat also, which I have another version of, and it wasn't good enough. Like it just was too like, hey, I'm drumming over here.
You're also not a percussionist, so
no, that's why I'm gonna give it to Chad, who we play with, and I'm gonna have him mess with it.
So I feel like I'm picking apart part of a song that's not part of the song.
Maybe.
Well, I'll pick it apart even more from a production standpoint.
You need to rewrite it.
Shit.
No, I'm really excited.
I'm gonna go write a sad song about
Brad,
how this
look
is
me in the eye.
I'm excited to get a hold of it to give it a mix, because I hear a lot of things like misaligned vocals and
that stuff's all over
tempo
the place.
stuff that's a little
One
off.
thing I do like that is gonna bug the shit out of you if you grab it. And we'll keep it on the getting technicals. It was all down to D standard, so like that gets the tone. It was dropped down the whole
the tone's
step.
perfect.
Yep, and it was played through my Riviera, which is a semi-hollow, which was really through your Music Man, Wade's Music Man. And it was starting to get glitchy on me, like the reverb was starting to pop and stuff, and you can hear that all over it. And at first I didn't like it at all.
Stuff like that's great.
But I fucking love it, like in that song now. And then there's actually even a section in there where I was recording one of those guitars. I was doing it through a mic, and my dog barked, and it sounded like through the mic and coming through the door in the room. It sounded weird. I love it. It's right after, like, you can listen to it. It's right after None of Which Have Come to Fruition. It's like, and it's real subtle, but like you'll see when I pull the tracks up, I pulled it out and I even put it in there again just to kind of bring it up a little bit because it's really fun.
You know what else would probably sound good to build up the complexity a little bit too is like a slide guitar.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I didn't want to take it to like bluesy or country town. My problem, like slide, I really love, but it takes your brain to like, okay, this is country.
Right.
You know, sometimes for me.
Yeah, I think
especially with a song like this.
And I don't think you want it throughout the whole song.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll play around with definitely what you're saying with the solo part, especially because the solo, once I laid it down, I mean, that is literally the first thing I played. And then I just played it again on top of it, and that was done. Solo was done.
Could you do us a favor and rewrite this song? Come back with a better effort.
Yeah, I will.
I think this song is a great example of one that is almost there that we're going to spend a little more time on.
Yeah.
And we're going to get it.
And I don't think I wasn't bringing it in here going, this thing's fucking done. This is the best it's going to be. It's just been at this point for so long that I need some input before I change it because I can't hear anything else out of it anymore. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you this is my kind of song, just from a personal taste
You're
standpoint.
going to like my music.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of your music.
Yeah, you're going to like it.
What I'm saying is it's got good bones.
One thing about me is I don't write music when I'm happy. You know, I'm not sad a lot. People would probably think I'm a suicidal mess when you listen to the songs I write, but it's only because they're cathartic. Yeah. Like I play them and then I feel better.
I think
then
that's
later
something...
on when I'm not happy, I'll listen to them and then I'll feel better.
I think
People
that's
must
something
think
that's
I'm a
important.
psychopath because I only laughed when you said you were a suicidal mess.
Yes.
I think the people are listening would benefit to know too that Brad is constantly like the positive note to Wade and I's downers.
Right.
Like he's always the upside guy.
That's a part of my life. Like I'm you know,
tears of a
for
clown,
lack
Brad.
of a better word,
Tears of a clown.
Happy-go-lucky. But that's I do write music when I'm not happy.
So I'm changing what song I'm bringing in. I'm going to write a fucking pop anthem just to change the mood a bit. A banger.
Yeah.
As they say.
The big, massive hook.
Well, guys, does anybody have anything else they want to cover on this song?
I think we covered the base. I think that was good feedback. I appreciate
So
the hell
we are
out of
going
that.
to revisit this song in the future and bring it to the listeners with a little more production, and we'll touch on it again.
Love it.
Thanks, Brad.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wrapping it up.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys. Appreciate the help.
Set course.
To the future!
So we are not done with this episode. It has been a couple weeks since we recorded that initial listen through, and in that time, I got a hold of Brad's song and gave it a mix, and then sent it back to him, see what he thought of it, and he decided to bring it back to you listeners and Patrick as I mixed it.
Yeah, I broke poor Brad's heart on this song. So
Basically, I don't know if he really liked the mix or if he was just too lazy to make the changes.
or if he lost it on his hard drive.
a bit of both. It was a bit of both.
What you don't know, Brad, is that the mix that you heard after I sent it to you is not the one we're going to listen to now because
Son of a bitch!
I was up late last night remixing it after listening to it out in my truck and after getting that room correction software that I ran in here. So I didn't like the sound of it when I took it out and listened to it. So I did it again last night. We'll see.
For the record, my one review was it was a little trebly.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little.
So Wade didn't really, he hadn't taken it outside yet, so he took it outside. That was a a game changer.
I'm surprised you thought it was trebly, because you and I like the high range typically.
I don't know. I like a lot of stuff. I think usually he might tell you that it's low.
Really?
Yeah.
So I compared that mix that I sent you to some new ones that I've done with that new software running to correct some of the anomalies in the room. And it was like a night and day difference. So I'm
Cool.
hoping this sounds better.
Let's jam to it.
So let's give it a listen.
Give her a jingle.
I wasn't made to enjoy at all. Mine is not a name you'll remember. I get these days when I fall off. I wonder if made the right decision. I was a child with huge dreams, none of which have come to fruition. I thought big, but always did small. I set a trap, then walked right into it. It's impossible to stop this fluid motion. It's already going, so why not coast it? I wanna fill the room when I die, but have I set the bar too high? The ball can't drop, I can't start over, but nothing excites me or gets me going. I wanna peek inside your life, see if it's like mine. Stop this fluid motion. It's already going, so I'm not coasting. I wanna fill the room when I die, but have I set the bar too high? The ball can't drop, I can't start over, but nothing excites me or gets me going. I wanna peek inside your life, if it's like mine.
So that's the new mix. And this is going to be fun because, Brad, you haven't heard the mix. Patrick, this is a way for you guys to critique my work, and also we're working on the song, so it's like a cool way to kind of...
Well, Patrick hasn't heard it since the demo version.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Basically.
So Patrick,
that's
I saw you were...
huge change.
Huge. Oh, wow. Wowie. Okay. Some notes. The mix is great. Like, truly great. Drums, which was my major beef, sounds so much better now. Mm-hmm. It's less of a click track. It's a little more complex, but doesn't overshadow the song. There's like a ride cymbal or a hi-hat in there that I don't think was there before, right?
Yeah, none of that was.
Yeah, so that's great. The outro gets 3 exclamation marks. What'd you do with the reverb there? Without getting technical, but that sounds a lot closer to like the EBO sound.
I built a series of delays on that end, so it gets bigger.
That's like exactly what I had in my mind when I was trying to explain what I wanted there. So nice job reading my mind. It's perfect.
My favorite part about all of that is everything was there. Mm-hmm. Like he ended up, we found a track. I forgot that the guy that we played drums with actually played drums on it. So Wade just found it. He's like, hey, I actually have that song with drums on it. You want me to mix it? So I was like, yeah, mix it.
Nice.
Yeah, so then what he did is he combined what Chad did with what I had in there because I still kind of wanted that part in there because I like the driving part
you do need the drive.
So that blend, everything that was already there and already created, same thing with the outro, all those parts and pieces were there. He just put them to a place that made more sense. And I think it's awesome. Like I love this mix, and when I listened to the first one, I was like, that's incredible because it's completely different than what I heard.
So a lot of that also is taking things out during the course of the song to give it more impact when it comes in. So I think the problem with the solo the first time around was that there was that noodly solo through the whole beginning of the song.
Right.
So I took that out. So now when it comes in as a solo, it's like a new element. It has more impact. And I did that with a few different parts of the song, just arranged it a little better. There was it's a great song, and it was in there. We just had to pull it out a little bit.
There's also something in the mix. There's a lot of the lead I didn't get in the original mix that adds so much ambience and gravity to the song.
The background line.
Yeah.
Like it's just a do.
Particularly in the chorus.
Yeah.
I added a lot of distortion to that too to let it punch through a little bit, and tried to build the song because the song was very samey the whole way through. So I did things like add distortion, add delays and reverbs as the song progresses to help build it up as it goes along.
One of the bigger parts of that I liked was like because I started with the keyboard. You know, like I had that. I just basically when I did it, I put something on that
and let it run
keyboard note and just let it run. And I was like, that was part of just like I just kind of want to have that tone, that thickness, and taking it out and having it enter makes it so much better. Like when it comes in, it's like a punch.
Yeah,
you feel that.
The outro has a ton more weight behind it.
Oh,
now.
tons. Yeah,
it's soupy.
It's
thick.
great. It's great.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's a night and day song.
Night and day song. This song went from a demo to polished.
Yeah, love it. I love it.
So, and I think moving forward, we're still trying to figure out how we're going to do these episodes, and it's becoming evident that I'm going to be mixing like Brad's work. So I think that's how we're going to structure Brad's episodes. He'll bring the demo in, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll do a mix and revisit it all within one episode.
More so than just mixing them, it's you actually kind of produce them, you know, so it's like you're not there with me when I do it, but I think we know enough about me, you and I, where I put it all in.
Yep.
And you being able to take out, I mean, you did it on another song that hopefully we'll do later, where you basically changed the whole thing, even though it was all there.
And I only do that because I know you're comfortable with me.
Absolutely.
Doing that, and
But there hasn't been a situation where it's been worse. If it is, I'll tell you.
Cool.
You know?
Well, yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I love this song, and I love all your music, so it's really a pleasure for me to dive in and pull the best version of it out that I can. So, is it done?
Boom. Done.
Next. All right. Well, if you've enjoyed yourself here today, please feel free to like and subscribe and also rate and review wherever you listen to podcasts. That'll really help us as we seek to grow this thing. It'll allow others to find the podcast, which we would greatly appreciate. Also, feel free to check out our website at belongingsongs.com. There you can leave us a message with any feedback or comments, and we'd be happy to get back with you. For me, for Brad, for Patrick, thanks again for listening. We'll see you again here next week.
Yeah, it's good. Boom, done. Next.